record on this, I believe, but I don't remember. It's back in May.
The blood come back of a .20.
All right, Mr. Goss, you have to take your hat off, please. And you live on Concord Street in Detroit, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Was she ever printed on this case, Lieutenant?
Yes, she was.
All right. $15,000 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. Again, you cannot leave the state, cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed, starting with the 10th day or the 17th of June at 10:15. No firearms, no dangerous weapons, AA twice a week. Every time you go, when you have to go in person, you make sure you have the form signed to verify your attendance, and make sure you bring that to court with you. No contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. Do you have any questions at all?
What if I can't make the AA meetings on 2 times a week?
You're gonna
I go
have
once a
to.
week.
You're gonna have to. Okay?
Even though he working?
You're gonna have to go twice a week. The inclination here was you probably should have had a cash bond. You're making enough money to post a cash bond. You had a 2-0 and you have a prior. And you're gonna have to go at least twice a week, or that's gonna be deemed a bond violation, okay? Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, do you have any other questions?
No.
All right, best of luck to you, thank you. You can go down the hall and they'll give you your notices.
Judge, if I can't make that, I'll just contact the court and see if we can reschedule, because she'll waive the 14-day rule or the 21-day rule.
Ma'am, come on back up here. You're in front of Judge Hessen. I'd prefer that you can't make it that day at all?
No, I mean, I could do it by, I got like 4 cases in Oakland County Circuit. That's my bailiwick. I'm out in front, yeah.
All right, I can move it to the, put somebody on over there. Tell Heather to get on, will you please?
I'm on, Judge.
Okay, Lisa, is Judge Hessen good on the 24th
Yes.
and July 1st?
Yes, both days are good.
So do you want your client, are those good days for you, counsel?
He just does it on Tuesdays, Judge?
Yeah,
Judge,
that's the only day the prosecutor's here.
now, is that going to be by Zoom or it'll have to be in person?
The exam will have to be in person. She'll let you appear by Zoom on the probable cause conference.
Okay. Can we do July the 8th, Judge? That's a Tuesday morning. I'm free then, please.
Boy, you're
The
gonna have to
trial
talk to
docket, we
her. I
began
can't move
with,
it that long. Can you not do the
Perkins,
24th?
Adrian Perkins, that's still a trial, right, everybody?
We played that on that Friday.
Let's do the 1st.
Which one is still-
July 1st. I'll make it available.
A trial. I thought
You're
we had
asking for a lot here. I mean, we have to have,
another murder
I'm
case
just
on
trying to
this
see
now.
whether Tuesday
No,
I can.
there's
make
nothing
Ronnie
there.
Wallace
There's
and-
no trial.
No.
Langston
No.
on
I cannot
Jeremiah
do it on
Ford.
the 24th.
That's a plea. I sent it
I'm
to
in
you.
trial in front of a circuit judge out in Oakland County.
I signed that one up last
is
night.
she good on the 1st and the 8th,
All
Lisa?
right. Who has pleas on these, on
Let
the
me
trial
check.
docket? other than-
I got 2 on the trial docket.
You know
Yes,
what?
those days are
That's
good.
I got
Okay.
Jeremiah Ferreira. I sent that last night.
What about
You
Anthony
can-
Robinson?
I sent that last night.
I
too.
could do it
Both
on
of those I
the,
sent.
I could do it on, I can do it
Any
on.
other-
the 24th.
Any other
Permitted to appear by
dispositions?
Zoom.
Yeah, and then,
I know I
and
sent
then the
those
1st
trial
on the exam?
They get their fingerprinted though. They have their fingerprint,
Okay.
but I sent those.
7th, I'm
Where's
free.
John West?
Right.
Anybody seen John West?
For the
John
exam,
Lewis
it's due on
Franklin?
July.
Mr. West filed a motion to withdraw because he had a conflict. He was representing,
7th.
We don't do them on Wednesdays or Mondays. We do them only on,
Oh, Tuesday. Okay, then I'm free on July the 8th in the morning for the exam.
Is she gonna be okay with that, Lisa? I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And, ma'am, you have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days. You've heard about what your lawyer just told me he can't make. The only way I'm gonna grant that is if you choose to waive your right to a probable cause conference within 14 days. Do you understand that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Look, I got all these people here right now. You're gonna have to talk to your client on Zoom or something, Mr. Weiner. I'm gonna tell you this one last time, and then if you want, I'll be glad to let you go talk to your lawyer. You have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days of today's date. Your lawyer says he's not available on the 17th. He's asking me to set it to the 24th, and then the exam on July 8th. If I do that, that means that the probable cause conference will not take place within 14 days of the date of the arraignment. You understand that?
No.
Okay. Well, you go talk to your lawyer, and then either way you come back in here. You don't, listen to me very good.
Let me just say.
Hang on, Mr. Weiner. Today's the arraignment. Do you understand that? I explained to you your rights. Yes?
Yes.
You have the right to a probable cause conference where your lawyer is going to discuss this case with the prosecutor within 14 days of today's date. 14 days of today's date is on the 23rd. Okay? He can't do it on the 17th. He says he's tied up. He's asking me to adjourn it to the 24th. That would be 15 days from today's date. If you don't want me to do that, no problem. I'll simply set it for the 17th, and he's just going to have to be here or get coverage. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
Do you wish to waive your right to the probable cause conference within 14 days?
No.
Miss Nunnery.
Listen, I got 50 people here. I'm not going through this anymore. We'll send her to a Zoom. Either way, you have to come in front of me. We'll put you in front of a camera. And also make sure when you discuss it with her, that she's gonna have to waive her right to the exam within 7 days of the probable cause conference, okay?
Let me just ask her one question. Ms. Nunnery, we are not giving up the right to have a hearing. We're just postponing it. Is that that's okay? We're not giving up the right. We're just postponing it by 2 days, okay?
That's fine with me, as long as that's what you say, I'm fine with that.
Do you waive your right to have the probable cause conference within 14 days?
Am I supposed to say, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, you guys go talk. I got too many people here to go through this any longer, counsel. I'm sorry. You talk to her, and when you guys are ready, I'll recall the case. I'll need that back here, John.
Okay.
Hidden Gardens versus all occupants, 2403440. Anybody here on that?
Judge, Miss Kingsley just logged back in. She lost connection. She's
Okay.
connecting now.
Is Miss Kingsley out there?
Judge, it just popped in. Miss Kingsley, can you hear us?
These are all for this afternoon. I believe those are for all the afternoon.
It looks like her audio is connected now, Judge.
Miss Kingsley, tell me your name, please.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Ms. Kingsley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Your parents?
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
All right, is anybody else here on this case?
I've not had anyone else check in, Your Honor.
So when your other colleague was here last week, I don't remember who it was, or on the 19th of May, she was going to subpoena Gavin Thompson. I don't see Mr. Thompson here. This is all over the torn title. I know you're aware of the facts. He's not here. I read this again. I don't see any way I can do this in good conscience. The only thing I can tell you is unless you want to say something else and appeal it, that's fine. I'm gonna deny your motion, and I'm gonna suggest that you either file a bill to quiet title, or you can appeal, or whatever else you want to do. But I just cannot in good conscience grant this motion. And I'm going to state further, I still think Hidden Gardens, no disrespect, before they bought the property, should have made sure that all these titles were in order. That's my view on it. You can't have ripped up titles or gaps in title. We wouldn't buy a car without a title. And I understand what you're saying here. They transferred it over apparently, but it's ripped. It was never recorded. They're not going to accept it as it is. And I'm talking about the transfer of title to Mr. Gavin Thompson from Orla and Phyllis Miller. So I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think that you're either, in my view, we either have to file a probate action and set up an estate, or file a bill to quiet title. You're not saying much, Ms. Kingsley.
It looks like we might have lost her. She must have bad connection this morning, Your Honor.
This is not going to be a good day, I can tell.
Okay, she understands, Judge. She's coming in.
I'm going to go through this one more time with her, Mr. Weiner. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with, and I mean no disrespect to you, but I'm not going to keep doing this, okay? Where is she? I'm waiting 30 seconds and then I'm going on to another case. Well, what's she doing in the hallway? We wouldn't go to a Tiger game and sit in the parking lot. I'm going back to Hidden Gardens.
I'll have Will yell for her.
Why? I mean, why? Why? She knows where we are. She was just in front of me. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
She knows where she has to go. I told her she needed to come back in here.
I told her to, Judge. Let me.
I don't know what, that isn't her either. I'm going back to Hidden Gardens versus all occupants, 2403440 OLT. Ms. Kingsley, your name? I can't hear you. Do you want me to adjourn this, Ms. Kingsley?
He was looking for you.
Ms. Kingsley, where are you? Iron Mountain or what? Oh, this, the beauty of Zoom. Ms. Kingsley, I don't know what to do here. All right. I don't know what else to do. I'm going on to another case. Hamptons versus Jacqueline Terry, 2502034.
Morning, Judge. Robert Visconti, P61756 for the plaintiff.
Good morning, Mr. Visconti. Ma'am, your name?
Jacqueline Terry.
We adjourned this, right, to today. And you guys had, I thought, a preliminary agreement.
We did.
Oh, yeah, defendant left. I don't know how it happened, but at any rate, she was here. It looked like You guys had a consent judgment for 2804.62 with her to pay $1,400 by the 13th and the balance by June. I can't read my own writing. Is that the 20th?
June 30th. I believe it was the 30th, Your Honor.
Is that what you guys still want to do?
I'd still be willing to do that deal, Your Honor, yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, that's fine.
Can you definitely pay that by the 13th?
Yes.
I feel a little uncomfortable with that. I'm gonna just, unless you have a big objection, you want to tell me why, I'm simply gonna move that to the 19th. Her first payment by the 19th, and then the second by the 30th. Is that good with you?
Yeah, no objection, Your Honor. I understand that she would need 10 days under the
Right.
state.
So ma'am, do you understand and agree that you owe $2,874? Is it 2804? No, 2804.62, right, counsel?
Well, Your Honor, now it's there's a $70 late fee which has been added, so it's 2874.62, and I would just ask to change the first payment to 1470.
Oh, can you do that?
Yes, that's
Do you
fine.
agree that you owe 2874.62?
Yes.
Do you understand you have to pay this as follows, $1,400 by June the 13th, with the balance by June the 30th?
They told me the opposite.
I'm sorry, hang on, slow down. $1,470 by June the 19th, because I'm gonna extend it to 10 days, and then the balance by June the 30th.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct.
So you understand and agree to that?
Yes.
I want to cover that once more. That was choppy. You agree that you owe 2874.62?
Yes.
You understand there's two due dates. If you miss either one, you have to vacate. If you don't, you're going to be evicted. The first is on June 19th. You have to pay $1,470. If you pay that, you can remain in the property until the 30th, at which point you have to pay the balance. So if you pay $1,470 on the original date, then you're going to owe, it looks like, $1,404.62 by the 30th. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you agree to that?
I do agree.
Does Mr. Visconti have your permission to sign your name to that proposed consent judgment?
Yes.
Since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment, and you have 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Any questions? All right, so Mr. Visconti is going to send that over. Just make sure you make those 2 payments as agreed upon, okay?
Thanks,
Best of
Judge.
luck. Thank you. Do you have any more?
I do, Your Honor. I have Heritage Square and I have Marian Manor. I also have 9 o'clocks with you, so whatever works best for the court.
All right. Is Miss Kingsley out there yet? I'm coming back to you in 1 second, Ms. Kingsley. Give me recalling Nunnery, Crystal Nunnery, 25R706963FY. And Mr. Weiner, your appearance again.
Earl Weiner appearing on behalf of Miss Nunnery.
Ma'am, your name again?
Crystal Nunnery.
Have you talked to your lawyer about this?
Yes.
Today is June the 9th.
Yes.
He can't make it on June 17th. We have our hearings on Tuesdays. That's it. He's asking me to adjourn until June 24th. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If I adjourn to June 24th, that means that the probable cause conference will take place more than 14 days from today's date. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you wish to waive that right?
Yes.
You also have the right to a preliminary exam within 7 days of the probable cause conference. If I grant that request and send the preliminary exam to July the 8th, that means that the probable cause conference will take place more than 7 days from the date of the preliminary exam scheduled date. So in other words, the 24th to the 8th is 14 days. That means that that would exceed the amount to which you are entitled to have your exam from the date of the conference. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you wish to waive that right?
Yes.
Anybody force you to do that?
No.
All right, so Mr. Weiner, we're gonna do June the 24th at 10:15. I'll make a note waiver of 14-day rule, a 14-day and 7-day rule accepted. And those will be your dates, June 24th, 10:15. Make sure you go to AA twice a week, okay?
And
You
Judge, you're
understand?
allowing me to appear by
Ma'am?
Zoom.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Mr. Weiner. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Hidden Gardens versus all occupants. 2403440. All right, Ms. Kingsley, your name?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
So I started to say before, I don't know when you could hear and couldn't hear, to say what I said again. On May 19th, somebody from your office was in here. I said, the only way I'm even going to consider this basically is if you subpoena Mr. Thompson. He's not here. I've looked at this brief again. I'm more convinced now that I was right than I'm right. I'm more convinced now that I'm right than I was even then. I just do not feel comfortable granting this motion under these circumstances. You're either going to have to go set up a probate estate, or you're going to have to file an action to quiet title. There's just no way I feel comfortable doing this under these circumstances. Again, I'm going to say Hidden Gardens, frankly, before they acquired the property, should have made sure that all these manufactured homes had titles that were properly recorded with the Secretary of State. So I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to tell you I'm dismissing the motion or denying the motion. Denying motion for disposition of mobile home.
I just want to say two brief notes for the record. The first note is that we did try to subpoena Gavin Thompson. Apparently he moved to Florida and nobody knows where he lives now in Florida. The second note is that Hidden Gardens as a policy does, when they have individuals sign leases, they do have a policy that they require them to provide a copy of the title in their name. So they have a.
So they must have bought it after he was already on the property,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Yeah.
My only point is they should have made sure that all these people had properly recorded titles when they bought it, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. You guys got a mobile home that it looks like nobody's maintaining sitting on the property, but I just don't feel comfortable. So that's my ruling, and I'm sorry. Hidden Gardens versus Wesley Sprinkle, 2501951. Is, go ahead. Where is
Judge, that one's not till 9:30. I think I had a note on it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's not, why is it your fault? Okay, give me a rubber band. I'll come back to that one at 9:30. Heritage Square versus Jasmine Ethridge, 2502047.
Morning, Your Honor. Robert Visconti, P61756 for the plaintiff.
Is Jasmine Ethridge here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm present.
Okay, good morning. Your name, ma'am?
Jasmine Ethridge.
All right. Did you listen to and understand the rights on the video, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, I'm okay.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Counsel, why don't you tell me what is owed? You can just give me the total balance at this point.
Total balance inclusive of court costs, Your Honor, is $1,056.54 through the month of June.
All right, ma'am, you're going to be able to pay that.
Yes. When is it due by?
Well, it's the 19th. When can you pay it?
The 19th of this month, correct?
Correct.
I should be fine.
Can you pay it by then?
Yes.
Mr. Visconti, do you want to go into a breakout room with her and talk to her after your next ones are done? You have Marian Manor too?
I have Marian Manor as well, Your Honor.
Ma'am, why don't you stay right there? He's going to come into a breakout room and speak with you, okay?
Okay.
So we'll put you in a breakout room, and then when I get through these other cases, so we're not holding everybody up, I'm going to have him come and talk to you, all right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Marian Manor versus Jasmine Parker. Jasmine Parker, 2502049.
Robert Visconti, P61756 of the plaintiff. We're going to move for dismissal of that matter, Your Honor.
Case dismissed, motion to plaintiff. Marian Manor versus LaJacquil Peterson and Raven Morton, 2502050.
Robert Visconti, plaintiff.
I'm sorry, you cut out there, counsel. I need you again there.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. Mr. Peterson, your name, sir?
Laser Quill Peterson.
Good morning. Is Raven Morton here?
No, she will not be able to appear. She's on a family vacation right now.
Okay, so she's going to have to show up. I just want you to understand that going forward. Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, tell me the total balance owed.
Total balance here, Your Honor, is $1,261.43.
Whoa. That's not what I was made aware of. I'm sorry.
Well, he's including the June rent now.
June rent was already paid.
Well,
I have receipts here. The office have already received it. They received it on the date it was supposed to be done, which was the 5th.
well, that would apply to the the May rent though, right?
No, I have already. Oh, you talking about this would be paid of next month? This would be the rent due for next month.
This would pay you through June, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm not understanding. Do you dispute that you owe this amount?
No. Now I understand. He said this would get me through June, so the month of June as well. Okay, I understand now. I was confused at first.
I'm going to let him go into a breakout room with you as soon as we're done, okay? Let me go through a few cases, and you guys see if you can work it out, and then you'll come back in front of me, so don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Marian Manor versus Destiny Marchbanks, 2502096. Marchbanks.
Robert Visconti, P61756, the plaintiff.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Destiny Marchbanks.
Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
You wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, thank you.
You intend to apply for funding?
No.
Mr. Visconti, how much is the
Your Honor, Ms. Marchbanks just made a payment of $1,326. That leaves her with a balance through the month of June, a total amount of $1,496.24.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, ma'am?
Yes.
When can you pay that?
Can you give me 2 weeks?
Yes,
You want to go into a breakout room with her?
sure. I mean, I could do a CJ for the 23rd right now, Your Honor, if she wants to agree to that.
So, ma'am, he's telling me that if you want to agree to a consent judgment, he'll give you until June the 23rd to pay. By law, you're entitled to 10 days. He's willing to give you an extra 4. Can you do that? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Do you agree to that?
Yes.
So you agree that you owe $1496.24, correct?
Yes.
Your breakdown, Mr. Visconti, real quick, please.
So, Your Honor, I apologize because there was just a payment tendered. Why don't you go ahead and give us that breakout room?
No, that's okay. Listen, but you're not charging more than 70 a month.
No, the late fees are $70 per month. The court costs, Your Honor, are $176.54. If you give me a second here. So the rent to retain inclusive of the late fees would be $1319.70. Court costs are $176.54 for that total of $1496.24. And again, we do not charge late fees in excess of $70.
Okay, how much did you say the costs were again? I apologize.
$176.54.
So, ma'am, again, with the costs and the past due rent, you agree that you owe $1496.24.
Yes.
He's willing to enter into or wants to enter into a consent judgment with you, which will be presented to the court for my signature. It would say that essentially that you have a judgment against you for $1496.24 and that you have until the 23rd of June to pay that. If you fail to pay that, you will be evicted if you haven't vacated.
Okay.
If you pay that, you can stay in the property. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Does he have your permission to sign your name to that proposed consent judgment setting forth those terms?
Yes.
Since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, so he's gonna submit that, I'll sign it, and then it will be sent to you, okay? Just make sure you make that payment on or before the 23rd, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Best of luck. All right, Marian Manor versus Frowner. Elijah Frowner. And Jonya Morgan, 2502097. Is anybody here with that name?
Hello,
You have to start your video, please.
I just turned it on.
There you go. Your name, ma'am?
Janiyah Morgan.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Elijah Frauder.
Did
Robert
you,
Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
did each of you, and I'm talking about you, Ms. Frowner, and you, Mr. Morgan, did you listen to and understand the rights, Ms. Morgan, on the video?
Yes,
Did you, Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
Do you wish, either one of you wish to speak to a lawyer, Ms. Frowner?
no,
Sir,
No.
do either one of you or both of you intend to apply for funding?
no,
Sir?
No.
All right. Mr. Visconti, tell me how much is owed without the breakdown.
Totals $2,381.40, Your Honor, through the month of June.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, Ms. Frowner?
yes,
Do you, Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
Can you pay that amount?
yes.
When can you pay it?
Is it possible we could pay on the 20th?
You don't have a problem with that, do you?
No.
So
That's
he's
fine.
gonna, so if you pay by the 20th, so if he's gonna want to do a consent judgment now, if you want to do that. And he's willing to give you until the 20th, which is one extra day.
Mhm.
Do you want to enter into a consent judgment with Mr. Visconti, which would set forth a judgment amount in their favor against you in the amount of $2381.40, with the understanding that you have to pay that honor before the 20th of June?
Yes,
Yes.
And you do too, sir?
Yes.
Does he have your permission to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment that would be submitted to me for signature? Again, setting forth those terms. Ms. Frowner.
yes,
Mr. Morgan. Sir?
Yes.
Okay. Since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal this. Do you understand that, Ms. Frowner?
yes,
Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, so he's gonna submit a proposed consent judgment. I'll get it today. I'm gonna sign it. We're gonna send it to you, but just know that you have to pay that amount on or before the 20th of June. Do you understand that, Ms. Frowner?
yes.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, any questions, either one of you?
No.
No,
All right, I wish you well. Best of luck to you. Thank you very much.
thank you.
All right. Just give me 1 second. All right. Marian Manor versus Ashley Sledge, 2502100.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff.
Ms. Sledge, are you out there? Ms. Sledge, Ashley Sledge.
I don't think her audio is connected, Your Honor, but she is on Zoom.
Is that Ashley O'Neill?
No, she's wearing the Nike t-shirt.
Oh, there you are. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, get closer to the device and tell me your name, please.
Ashley Sledge.
Good morning. Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, thank you.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Counsel, what have you got in terms of a total balance?
The grand total, Your Honor, is $2,451.54 through the month of June.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, ma'am?
Yes.
Can you pay that amount?
I'm expecting a bonus. In 2 weeks, I would have the full balance on the 26th.
Any problem with that?
The 26th would be fine, Your Honor.
So ma'am, I want to make sure that you understand something. He's offering, I think, to enter into a consent judgment and give you until June 26th to pay. He would submit that to me, I would sign it. And that judgment would say that you owe $24.51.54 and that you have to pay up or vacate on or before June the 26th. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you pay up on or before that date, you can stay. If you don't, you have to vacate. If you don't, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Does Mr. Visconti have your permission to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment, which would indicate you owe $24.51.54 and you have to pay it by the 29th?
Yes.
All right. Any questions?
No, I just want to say thank you so much.
You can thank Mr. Visconti. I wish you well. Just make sure you pay that by that date. Best of luck to you, ma'am.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Thank you. Marian Manor versus Ashley O'Neill, 2502101.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff.
I saw her. There you are, Ms. O'Neill. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning, Ashley O'Neill.
Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Mr. Visconti, tell me the total balance owed.
Total balance through June, Your Honor, is $1,096.16.
Can you pay that, ma'am?
I can pay some of it, like 500 and Wednesday, and I can pay the remainder balance on the 25th.
So how about, you said 500 by this Wednesday?
Yes.
And then the balance by the 25th?
Yes.
Mr. Visconti, if we write this up as 500 by the 19th and the balance by June 25th, are you okay with that?
I sure am, Your Honor.
So ma'am, I want you to understand that he's suggesting, or at least you have the opportunity, if you choose to enter into a consent judgment with Mr. Visconti, and that would call for a judgment amount of $109,616 in favor of the plaintiff against you, with the understanding you're going to pay $500 by June 19th. If you do, you can stay until the 25th. And if you pay the balance owing on the judgment by the 25th, you can remain in the property. If you miss either of those payments, you have to leave. And if you don't, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Now, does Mr. Visconti have your permission to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment?
Yes.
Since you're not represented by a lawyer, ma'am, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment, and you have 10 days to appeal this. Do you understand that?
I understand.
All right. Any questions at all?
No.
Okay, he's going to submit that order. I wish you well. Good luck, ma'am. Just make sure you make those payments. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Marian Manor versus Trey Cox and Shannon Rivers, 2502103.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff.
Do I have either of them? Shannon Rivers, your name?
Hi, my name is Shannon Rivers.
Trey Cox, your name?
Trey Cox.
All right, Mr. Cox, Mr. Rivers, did the two of you listen to and understand the rights? Mr. Rivers?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Cox?
Yes, sir.
Do either one of you or both of you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, no, sir.
Do either one of you or both of you intend to apply for funding?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, Mr. Visconti, I don't know if you stated your appearance on this. If you didn't state it, and tell me the balance, please.
Robert Visconti, P61756 for the plaintiff. Your Honor, the balance on this account through the month of June is $3,626.43.
You agree that you owe that amount, Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Rivers?
Yes.
Can you gentlemen pay that?
I can't, no. Not anytime soon, I don't think.
All right. Mr. Visconti,
Your Honor, I'd be happy to take a breakout room with these gentlemen, or I could offer at this point a consent judgment that would give them until June 28th, which is the last business day of the month, if they'd be willing to accept that. If not, I'd be happy to talk with them.
So you guys have two choices. You can either tell me, Judge, yeah, we're willing to enter into a consent judgment with the understanding we have to pay that amount by the 28th or vacate. And if we don't, we understand we're going to be evicted, or we'd like to go in and talk to Mr. Visconti a little bit more about other options. You tell me what you want to do, Mr. Rivers.
I want to do the consent till the June 28th.
Do you, Mr. Rivers, Mr. Cox?
Yes.
All right, so he's going to prepare a proposed consent judgment that's going to call for you to pay, the two of you to pay collectively $3,626.43. And he's going to give you a writ date of June the 28th. And that means you either have to pay up or vacate on or before the 28th. If you don't do either one of those things, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that, Mr. Rivers?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes, sir.
Wish to enter into that agreement, Mr. Rivers?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Do you wish to enter into that agreement as I just outlined?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes, sir.
And does Mr. Visconti have your permission to sign your name to that proposed consent judgment, which he will submit to me for signature sometime today or tomorrow at the latest? Mr. Rivers?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes, sir.
Now, since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that, Mr. Rivers?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cox?
Yes, sir.
All right, gentlemen, any questions at all? Mr. Rivers?
No.
Mr. Cox?
No, sir.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. He'll submit the judgment, sign your name to it, and I'll sign the judgment. I wish you both well. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Marian Manor versus Pearl Perry. Pearl Perry, 2502104 is Pearl Perry here.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Ms. Perry, you have to start your video and unmute, please, ma'am.
Hello, I'm here.
You have to start your video.
Oh, oops. Okay. All right, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good. Your name?
Pearl Perry.
Ma'am, did you listen to and understand the rights on the video?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
Yes.
All right. Adjourn 2 weeks, Jennifer.
The 23rd, Your Honor,
At
8:30.
I'm going to adjourn this to June 23rd at 8:30. You have to provide us with proof that you've submitted an application for funding within 5 days. So you have to bring it up to the court, okay?
Okay.
You have to bring it up here and just provide proof of that. In the meantime, I'm adjourning it to June the 23rd at 8:30, okay, ma'am?
Okay, so bring it up and just take it to like the clerk or something like that?
Yes, the civil clerk.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, any questions, ma'am?
No, that's it. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Thank
Okay,
you.
you too.
Marian Manor versus Jayla Bullard. 2502105. Good morning, Ms. Bullard. Your name?
Jayla Bullard.
Mr. Visconti?
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Ma'am, did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Mr. Visconti, what is the balance?
Your Honor, the balance through June is $1,412.46.
Ma'am, can you pay that amount?
Yes.
When?
If I can get 2 weeks, I can do that. I
So-
get paid again on Friday.
So today's the 9th. Are you saying you can pay by the 23rd?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Mr. Visconti, do you wish to enter into a proposed consent judgment with her?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
So, ma'am, he's going to give you those 4 extra days. We'd make the writ date June the 23rd. Do you agree that you owe $1412.46?
Yes.
You understand you have to pay that amount on or before the 23rd. If you don't, you have to vacate. If you don't, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, does Mr. Visconti have your permission to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment that calls for you to pay 14/12/46 with a writ date of June the 23rd of 25?
Yes.
You have 3 business days, since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal this. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me at all, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, and he has your permission to sign your name, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So send it over, just make sure you pay by that day, 14/12/46 by the 23rd. I wish you well. Good
Okay.
luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put in Marian Manor, let's put LaJacquil, Peterson, Raven Morton's not here, but you could put them in a room with Mr. Visconti.
Yes,
Thanks,
I'll move
Judge.
him right now.
And then I think Heritage Square, you're going in with Jasmine Ethridge too, right?
Right, and then I'll be ready on the Tanglewood cases after.
Perfect, thank you.
Judge.
Janet and Greeley Duncan versus Jeffrey Lee Duncan, 2501958. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your names?
Janet Duncan.
Greeley Duncan.
All right, is Jeffrey Duncan here?
No,
I've not had him
no.
check in on Zoom, Your Honor.
All right, so defendant did not appear the first time. They hadn't paid for a second mailing. So we went ahead and rescheduled it. This is a complaint to recover possession of the property. Folks, has he vacated yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
he has.
Did he turn over the keys?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
So there's no reason for you to proceed any further, is there?
Right.
No.
So do you want to move to dismiss the case?
Yes.
Yes.
Jennifer, please make sure you prepare a dismissal order on this, will you?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll type one right now.
So I thank you. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the case then, and I wish you both well. Sorry to keep you waiting so long today. Good
That's
luck to
okay.
you both.
Thank you,
Thank you
Judge.
so much.
Thank you. Tracy Mitchell versus Livingston Porsche Ford, 2502106. Good morning,
I think the
man.
other party stepped out, Your Honor.
The other party stepped
I
out.
think she just left, yeah.
Where'd she go? Do you know?
I don't know. She might want to bed.
Ma'am, just have a seat and I'll be with you momentarily, okay? Tanglewood versus Marshall Shearer, 2502142. Ms. Kingsley again, good morning, your appearance again.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Is Marshall Shearer here?
I have not had him check in, Your Honor.
You paid for a second mailing, right? Yes, you did. You can go ahead and take a default.
Thank you, Your Honor. In light of the defendant's failure to appear, I would request entry of a default possession-only judgment. Rent to retain $1,215.52. Late fees $100. That's $50 for 2 months. Court costs $189.79, and that is for a total of $1505.31 with a writ to issue after June 19th.
Defendant failed to appear. A second mailing was paid for. Defendant's entitled to a default judgment. The writ date in this case will be June the 19th. The amount to be paid to save it from the issuance of the writ is $1,505.31. What other ones do you have? Brunswick versus Gregory Goss, 2502168. Is Gregory Goss here? Yes, your name, sir?
Gregory Goss.
Ms. Kingsley,
Plaintiff.
did you listen to and understand the rights on the video, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, sir.
You waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You intend to apply for funding?
No, sir.
Ms. Kingsley, do you want to tell me what the balance is?
Yes, Your Honor. Balance due with costs $1,776.54.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, Mr. Goss?
Yes, sir.
Can you pay that, sir?
Yes, sir.
When can you pay it?
The 23rd.
Do you want- So, sir, if you want to, you can enter into you want to do a consent judgment, Ms. Kingsley?
Yeah, I'm fine with that for the 23rd.
Yeah, so she's willing to do a consent judgment where a judgment will enter in the favor of the plaintiff and against you in that amount of 1,776.54 or 51, I'm not sure. And then she's going to give you a writ date of June the 23rd. So you'd have to pay it all by the 23rd. If you don't, you have to vacate. If you don't, you will be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you agree to those terms?
Yes, sir.
Does Ms. Kingsley have your permission to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment?
Yes, sir.
Since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment and 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Kingsley, can you quickly give me a breakdown, please?
Yes. Rent to retain $1,498. Late fees of $100. That's $50 for 2 months. Costs $178.54, and that's for a total of $1,776.54.
Sir, do you understand everything here?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions at all?
No, sir.
All right, she's going to sign your name, send it over, and you'll just make sure you make that payment by the 23rd, 2 weeks from today, okay?
Yes, sir.
Best of luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brunswick versus Hannah Radcliffe. Hannah Radcliffe, 2502169. Is Hannah Radcliffe here? Yes, she is. Your name, ma'am?
Hannah Radcliffe.
All right, ma'am, did you listen to and understand the rights?
I did.
You wish to speak to a lawyer?
No.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right, why don't you tell me what is the total amount owed?
Total due $1,683.20.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have, can you pay that, by the way?
I can pay it by the 26th.
Ms. Kingsley?
I'm fine with that.
You want to give me a breakdown here?
Yeah. Rent to retain $1,404.66. Late fees $100. That's $50 for 2 months. Court costs $178.54. Total $1,683.20.
So, ma'am, again, you agree that you owe that amount?
Yes, sir.
She's willing to give you until June 26th in a consent judgment. So a judgment would enter in favor of the plaintiff and against yourself, indicating that the amount that you owe is $1,683.20, and you'd have a writ date of June 26th, meaning you have to pay on her before that date. If you don't, you have to vacate. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you don't vacate on her before that date and don't pay, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment, and 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Does Ms. Kingsley have your permission to sign your name to that proposed consent judgment outlining those terms?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions for me at all?
No.
Okay, so judgment will enter, writ date June 26, 1683.20 is the amount to be paid to save it. And you should get that. She'll send it over today and I'll sign it. And you should be able to get it in the next couple of days. Just make sure you pay on her before that date, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kingsley, do you have any more?
I do. I have one more. Hidden Gardens versus Wesley Sprinkle.
Yeah, is Wesley Sprinkle here. Come on up here, sir. Hidden Gardens versus Wesley Sprinkle, 2501951. Your name, sir?
Wesley Sprinkle.
Did you listen to and understand? Oh, well, this is the second hearing. We adjourn this. Can you tell me the balance that's owed?
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff. Judge, so this is actually an action to terminate the tenancy. We were here last a week or so ago, and Mr. Sprinkle had appeared and he requested to speak to legal aid. So I'm not sure if they're representing him.
Did you talk to somebody?
I talked to somebody.
Are they going to represent you?
They didn't say they were gonna come into court. She said I wouldn't be in court, so.
She said she wouldn't be in court?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're asking for a writ date of the 19th. Is there a reason you can't be out by the 19th?
Sir, I'm disabled. I've lived there for 8 years, and I've never had no problem with any other of the people that own that place. And now, ever since this new company took over, I'm a sex offender. And
Ella Valley, the Suzanne.
I think that they're going
Wait a second, wait a second.
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Jennifer, who's talking out there?
I got it.
What's the basis for this just cause termination? Wait a minute. I'm asking her.
I'm pulling up a copy of it right now, Judge. So it was originally issued, a 30-day notice was originally issued. For violations of the lease and or the rules or regulations, where the resident has engaged in verbally abusive behavior towards management. He has been violated several times for speeding through the community, causing safety issues for other residents, intentionally leaving the scene of property damage accident. We have multiple police reports. In addition, most recently, another police report was filed on June. Looks like the incident occurred on June 1st. The police responded to his household again.
All right,
So
let's
it's
do
ongoing.
this. Let's do this. I'm gonna put you in the breakout room with Mr. Sprinkle. See if you can come up with something, okay? If you can't, and you don't think you've done those things, I'm simply going to set it for trial. But you can't speed through, you can't leave scenes of property damage accidents, you can't wait, please. I'm not saying you did anything. You might have been the most model resident that they've had in the history of man. I'm just telling you, you can talk to her, and they're not doing, this is a just cause termination, so you're gonna have the right to a trial, okay? But see what you might be able to work out with her.
Okay.
If there is a conditional dismissal or a judgment, I just want to make sure that there's no language in there where he is evicted without a hearing. If there's some allegation that he violated a rule and regulation of the plaintiffs. So I'll let you two talk, see what you can work out. If you can't, I'll set it for trial. Okay? All right, so you go back, he's gonna take you back in or show you where, or tell you where to go, and that's it, and I wish you well. And either way, you're coming back in front of me, okay?
Thank you very much, sir.
You don't have to thank me. I'm Tanglewood versus Angel Justice. 2502107. Angel Justice here.
Robert Viscounty, P61756 for the plaintiff.
This is scheduled for 9. I don't see him out there. Is he, Jennifer? Or Angel might be maybe it's a female. I don't know. Probably a female. I don't know. But is Angel Justice out there? Doesn't appear so. You can go ahead and give me your figures.
Thank you, Judge. We have a rent to retain of $510. That's $440 in rent and a $70 late fee. $176.54 in costs for a grand total of $686.54. We'd ask for a judgment for possession with a writ to issue after the 19th, please.
All right, defendant failed to appear. The relief request will be granted. For the record, there was a second mailing, and defendant's in default. $686.54 is the amount to be paid to save it from the issuance of the writ, and the writ date will be on June the 19th. June the 19th. Pat Tanglewood versus Brittany Austin White. I thought I saw her name out there. Maybe I'm wrong. 2502138. Is Ms.
Yes.
There you are. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning. Brittany Austin White.
Ma'am, did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
Yes.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Okay.
No.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to adjourn this 1 week. Jennifer, give me a week. Give me a week went down through.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Slow down, Ms. Austin. Stay right where you are, please. Just stay right
Okay.
there, please. Stay.
Okay.
You're saying okay, but you're still walking around. Jennifer,
I'm
do you have a
sorry.
date for me? I'm gonna. Do I have landlord tenant next Monday?
Yeah.
June 16th at 8:30. You wait right there. You can talk to Lake Shore and just wait right there. Don't go anywhere. Tell Jennifer she needs to, or email her. She needs to.
Pick it up and,
Okay.
Jen, I'm setting this for next Monday. She wants to speak to the lawyer. Why am I hearing all this feedback from everybody? I don't know what's going on here. Who's talking?
Judge, which case was that again?
This is Brittany Austin White, and I'm setting it for next Monday at 8:30 in the morning, the 16th. You good that day, Mr. Visconti?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
So, ma'am, we're going to set that for June the 16th at 8:30, and she wants to speak to a lawyer. So I'm going to ask you to set her up with Lakeshore, and then, ma'am, they'll take some information, and you have to follow up by calling them. And I would call them today or tomorrow, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying, Ms. Austin White? You have to unmute. You have to unmute, Ms. Austin White. You have to unmute.
Yes.
All right. Are you at work or something?
Yes, I'm at work.
Okay, so I need to be able to conduct these proceedings when you're not walking around. So just make sure next week you're in a safe haven where I can't hear anybody else, and we'll go from there. So just wait. They're going to set you up with somebody from Lakeshore, and then you have to follow up by calling the lawyer, okay?
Okay.
Antonio Henderson, Tanglewood versus Antonio Henderson, 2502141.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff.
Morning, Mr. Henderson. Your name?
Antonio Henderson, Your Honor.
Did you listen to and understand the rights, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, tell me how much is owed.
The total, Your Honor, through the month of June is $1,349.66.
Do you agree that you owe that amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you pay that, sir?
I can pay it on the 27th.
That's fine, Your Honor.
So, sir, what he's been doing is entering into consent judgments with people. So if you agree to that, he's going to give you until June 27th, but a judgment would be prepared. He would send it to me for signature, and I would sign it, provided he has your permission to sign your name to that judgment. Does he?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you agree that you owe $1349.66, true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you said the date is what again? June 28th?
June 27th, Your Honor, the 28th is Saturday.
June 27th. So you understand if you're giving him permission to sign your name here, and you told me you are, that you have to pay up or vacate by the 27th. If you don't do either one of those, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have 3 business days since you're unrepresented by a lawyer to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Fully understand everything?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so he'll sign your name to it, and I'll probably sign it today, tomorrow latest. Just make sure you pay by then. I wish you well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tanglewood versus Sean Croninw, 2502139.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff.
Is Sean Croninw here? Could you see him, Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, tell me your name.
My name is John Croninw.
Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Biscotti, your name and how much is owed? Robert Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor, and we have a balance through June of $2,569.03 on this account.
Can you pay that amount, sir?
How much is it? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
2569.03.
Should I have 30 days?
No, I'd be happy to talk to him in a breakout room, Your Honor.
All right, they'll put you in a breakout room to speak to him, but that's the best I can do. And then this is your last one, right?
That's my last one for Tanglewood. I have consent judgments on the Heritage Square and Marian Manor cases where I went into breakout room.
All right. I'll do all of those when you come out, okay?
Perfect. Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Tracy Mitchell versus Livingston Porsche Ford, 2502106. Come on up, folks.
Sorry, Jen said you didn't call this one yet. It's right, it was out there.
I don't have the file.
Yeah, it should have. It should be. It's right here. It's this one right here.
Oh. Just said attorney, I didn't know. Okay, I'm gonna take Exotic House momentarily here in Eubank, so I think I missed that one. Your name?
Tracy Mitchell,
Your name?
Porsche Ford.
Did you listen to and understand the rights on the video?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
Yes.
This is for termination of tenancy. Tell me, so were you just renting this out to her?
Yes.
And you just want her out?
Yes, I want her out now, late fee and pass and this.
I can't hear you.
I want her out for, and late fee and pass in this month's rent.
Well, you can't, hang on. You didn't fill out your money damage complaint and all this complaint.
They told me to put it on the bottom or something like that.
You just checked the box. You didn't tell us what is owed.
I wrote it on the, I don't know why it's not on there. But I wrote it on the bottom. They told me to put them out, put on a separate piece of paper. And attached it.
Jennifer, do you see a separate piece of paper on this?
Judge, let me take a look and see if something separate was scanned. It should have been in with the complaint page, but.
If you accept rent now, I just want you to know, she gets to stay in the property. If you're terminating the tenancy, you cannot accept a rental payment. You could after. I'm gonna double check on the judgment amount. How much do you think she owes you? Just tell me the total amount.
For the late fee,
Just everything.
total for the late fees, the total of at least 21.
I can't hear you.
21.
21 what?
100.
How much are
That
the?
is what she did file a piece of paper indicating, Judge.
Oh, I need that in this file.
I'll
Is that
print it right now.
rent or just late fees?
That was just including the rent.
What-
That was late fees including the rent.
How much do you charge for late fees?
$20.
$20 what? A month?
$20 a day.
Well, you can't do that, man.
Okay.
You're charging $600 a month in late fees? If I don't pay my rent June 1 and I don't pay it at all, you're telling me you're gonna charge me $600 in late fees, 20 a day? You can't do that.
That's not a problem.
I just raised mine to 70 a month maximum,
Okay.
okay? So you better refigure that. I'm gonna give you a week to go talk to a lawyer. We're gonna set you up where you can talk to Lakeshore. They're gonna take your information today, and then you have to call the Lakeshore and speak with them before next week. I'm adjourning this to June the 16th. I'm not saying there isn't a defense, but right now on its face, it does not appear that there's one.
Well,
And if
yeah,
the-
I do have a defense.
Okay,
Well, for one, I would like to go for a conditional dismissal or,
that's fine,
okay,
but you need to talk to your lawyer, and then you two need to agree on that. Okay? So I'm gonna let you talk to a lawyer. You're coming back next week at 8:30, June the 16th. You'll go down the hall, get your notice. And you,
So it's good, so me just wanting her to move and vacate It's fine.
But the lease is not even up.
Slow down, slow down.
Judge.
It's not?
No, if you look on the thing, that's what I'm saying, that's why I'm asking for that, because the lease, my lease is not up until.
You can't just terminate a lease during the lease. Wait a minute, wait. You can't just terminate a lease in the, ma'am, let me finish. You guys do what you want. You both need lawyers, if you want my honest opinion. I don't know why so many non-lawyers come in here. They don't know what they're doing, but you have that right. But if you're trying to terminate a lease because she owes you money, that's not the way it works. Is there a lease in effect still?
Yes.
It's a lease still in
To
effect.
June 15th.
It's a lease in effect until June 15th. Without the property, it's damage to the property. So, which I stated that it's damage to the property to inform me and let me know.
I'm not gonna get into all this now, ladies. I'm gonna adjourn it 1 week. You probably need a lawyer.
Can I ask you something, Judge?
You need to talk to the lawyer though first, ma'am. You said you want to talk to the lawyer.
This is just about her coming into the property, because she's been coming into the property. Can you tell me what I can do?
You're not going into the property, are you?
She's been in there twice that I know of. I have text messages.
Slow down. Does this lease say you can go into the property whenever you want?
No, I went to.
You can't do
I
that.
went to the police.
You need to talk to a lawyer before you get yourself into trouble. I'm not gonna advise people on what they can and can't do,
Okay.
okay? But you could get yourself in trouble. You go talk to the lawyer, they're gonna set you up on a call. You come back, I'd suggest you talk to a lawyer. I don't wanna go any deeper into this, but you can't evict somebody until after the expiration of the lease. And right now, you're asking me to evict somebody on a complaint to recover possession of the property or termination of tenancy before the lease is over.
Not even with them.
Well, no, listen, I didn't read the lease, ma'am. I'm not gonna read your lease.
Okay.
You can argue whatever you want next week. I will pay attention. I will listen. But you have to provide me with grounds to evict. You might have been better off suing for non-payment of rent. But in this courthouse, at least in this courtroom,
That's what I thought I was doing for non-payment.
you didn't do it right.
But April 16th, my rent.
Slow
wasn't
down,
due or later
slow down,
anyway.
ladies. Please slow down. I feel like a batter who's getting one thrown high and hard inside. Just let me back up. Let's slow down.
Okay.
I haven't read the lease. I don't know what the lease says. I don't want to know what the lease says. I don't know what kind of damages you're talking about, but you're also talking about going in there. She's mentioned you're going in. You can't really go in unless you've got provisions in the lease or permission. And you better be careful. That's all I'm telling you. I'm telling you both that. June 16th, 8:30. I'll see you both here next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I apologize to counsel for Mr. Sagatti. Exotic House Rentals versus John Eubank and all occupants, 2502167. Mr. Sagatti. Where you at, Mr. Sagatti? Is he out there, Jen? I don't know how I missed this one. My apology. Do I have anybody out there in this case?
He was there, Your Honor. I'm just looking to see.
All right. Visconti, are you ready on Heritage 1 versus Jasmine Ethridge?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Heritage 1 Swear versus Jasmine Ethridge, 2502047. Ms. Ethridge, your name?
Jasmine Ethridge.
All right, Visconti?
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor. We have a proposed consent judgment in this matter. Which reflects an arrearage of $880, court costs of $176.54 for a total of $1,056.54. We've agreed to extend the writ date in this matter to 6/27, and Ms. Ethridge has given me permission to sign her name to the order.
Is that right, ma'am?
That's correct, yes.
So you agree that you owe that amount, $105,654, with the understanding you have to pay up or vacate on or before the 27th. If you don't pay up and you don't vacate, you're going to be evicted. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Sure, I'm represented by a lawyer. You have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment, and you have 10 days to appeal this. Do you understand that?
I do.
Does Mr. Visconti have your permission to sign your name to this proposed consent judgment?
Yes,
You fully understand everything?
I do.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, I wish you well. 105,654 will be the amount. The writ date will be the 27th. Good luck of June. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, that attorney is back in when you're done with Mr.
My
Visconti.
apologies to you, counsel. Exotic House Reynolds versus John Eubank.
Oh, no problem, Your Honor.
167. I apologize. I don't know what happened. It somehow got put on the bottom. My apologies. Is John Eubank here?
No, Your Honor, I did not have him check in.
Your appearance, Mr. Denia?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Michael Dunham, P86036 for the plaintiff.
All right, go ahead. Give me your figures. You're entitled to a default. You paid for a second mailing.
Your Honor, I believe this is just a termination of tenancy.
Okay.
So we just request a writ date of June 19th, 2025. And the default judgment.
Good enough. Defendant failed to appear. Default judgment centered. Writ date will be June the 19th. I'm going to ask you to make sure you e-file that today, okay?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sorry about this. I don't know what happened. Good luck.
Oh, no
Thank
worries. Thank you.
you. Now, which one, counsel? Do you have Tanglewood versus Croninw?
I'm ready on that one as well.
Tanglewood versus Sean Croninw, 2502139. Your appearance, Mr. Croninw?
Yes, I'm here.
Nice and loud for me, sir.
Yeah, my name's Sean Croninw.
Counsel?
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff, Your Honor. We have a proposed consent judgment in this matter as well.
Okay.
Rent retains $2,392.49. Court costs are $176.54 for a total of $2,569.03. We have an agreement that's going to be set forth. The payment plan is going to be set forth in paragraph 10 of the order. Mr. Croninw is going to pay $1,000 by June 20th. He's going to pay $1,569.03 by July 3rd, and he's going to pay his accrued charges for the month of July by July 18th, and that total will be $1,085. That's going to prevent him getting filed on and incurring another set of court costs.
You agree to those terms, Mr. Schoenenrat?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have to pay $1,000 by June 20th, $1,569.03 by July 3rd, and then your accrued July balance, which would be in the amount of $1,085 by July 18th. Do you agree to that?
Yes, Your Honor, I do agree.
Do you have your permission, Mr. Visconti, to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment?
Mr. Croninw, you gave me permission to sign your name, correct?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
You have 3 business days, since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You have 10 days to appeal this. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Any questions at all?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you very much. And then you have Marian Manor versus LaJacquille Peterson, 2502050.
Robert Visconti for the plaintiff.
Sir, your name?
LaJacquille Peterson.
Okay. Any resolution?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a proposed consent judgment as it applies to Mr. Peterson. I'd ask for a corresponding default as to Ms. Morton, who's not present. It's going to be in a total amount of $291.43. That's a $70 late fee for the month of June, and $221.43 in court costs for a total of $291.43, and that's going to be paid by the 27th.
$291.43 is the total?
Yes, Your Honor.
That includes everything?
That includes everything.
So somehow they must have made a payment you weren't aware of. You told me $1,261.43.
That's correct. There was a payment made last Thursday that I was not aware of.
All right, so $291.43, and the writ date will be on the, I'm sorry.
The 27th, Your Honor.
Writ date will be on the 27th. Does he have your permission to sign your name to a proposed consent judgment incorporating those terms, saying that you owe $291.43? And
yes, sir.
Sir, that you'll pay that by the 27th, you said?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment, 10 days to appeal. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And again, he has your permission to sign your name to that proposed consent judgment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else? Any questions, Mr. Peterson?
No, sir. You have a beautiful day.
I do wish you well. Thank you very much. Mr. Visconti, is that it for you?
That is it for me, Your Honor. Thank you and have a great day.
Have a great day. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Okay. Do we have Deerfield out there?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Michael Burns.
Good morning. Deerfield Estates versus Brian and Rachel Clark, 2502148. Are the Clarks out there?
They are, Your Honor, but if I may, I do have one that's a Motorola, and I can't.
Who's got
them
the
to respond.
Motorola phone? Whoever it is, you have to, you have to identify yourself on the Motorola phone, wherever that is. I don't see it, Jen.
Mr. Clark is present, though.
Motorola, Moto G Play. Who are you? You got to identify yourself. Motorola, Moto G Play, 2023. Start your video and tell us your name. If you have to identify yourself on these.
Judge, I'm just going to disconnect them and have them log back in because they're not responding.
No problem. Mr. Clark, where are you? Need your name.
Brian Clark is here.
Where is Rachel?
I do not live with Rachel anymore. We're trying to get her off the title of the house. She hasn't lived there in 6 years.
All right. Just stay right there. So Rachel's not here. Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
If there's one representing Deerfield, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
If there's the one representing Deerfield Estates, yes, I would, because I didn't get a chance to talk to them yet.
Get closer to the device, please.
Yes, I would, because I haven't talked to the attorney yet.
All right.
I think he wants to talk to the attorney for Deerfield, Your Honor, not Lakeshore.
Okay, so you don't want to talk to a Lakeshore attorney that would be advising you?
Correct.
You just want to speak to the lawyer for the plaintiff?
Yes.
All right. Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to put this on the back burner for a second. And then I'm going to have him, as soon as I get through a couple more with him, I'm going to have him come in a breakout room, go into a breakout room and talk with you, okay? If you'll just be patient.
Okay.
Deerfield versus Katie Dellesio and Donald Cash, 2502149. Cash. Dellesio, they here?
No, Your Honor, I've not had them check in.
Counsel, you can take a default on these.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whenever the court's ready.
I'm ready.
This would be a default judgment, no money judgment to enter. There's currently a rent to retain of $617.52. Court costs in the total of $231.81 for a total of $849.33. We'd ask for a writ date of June 19th, 2025. Again, no money judgment is entered. To the best of my knowledge, defendants are above the age of 18, are competent individuals, are not members of the military, and the premises were kept in a habitable condition for the duration of the tenancy.
Were you, what are your late fees? They're not exceeding $70 a month, right?
Let me confirm, Your Honor. I know the court has that stipulation. I am checking right now. There is, for the month of April, there was $45 assessed on the 7th, and I'm seeing, no, just $45 a month, Your Honor.
Good enough. Default judgment's entered, 849.33. Writ date will be June the 19th to 25. Deerfield Estates versus Rachel Harris. 2502151. Is Rachel Harris here? There you are. Your
Hi.
name? Your name?
Rachel Harris.
Good morning. Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes.
Do you wish to speak to an attorney from Lakeshore?
No.
Do you intend to apply for funding?
No.
Counsel, identify yourself and tell me the balance, total balance due.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michael Burns, P87855 on behalf of plaintiff. Currently, there's a rent to retain of $1,404.76. Costs in the total of $186.73 for a total of $1,591.49.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, ma'am?
Yes.
When can you pay that?
I was wondering if I can have till the end of the month, June 30th.
You want to go into a breakout room and speak to her?
Yes, Your Honor, I would meet with both individuals.
So we're gonna have them go in there and speak to you. And I'm gonna take a 5-minute recess. I'm sorry, I need to get off the bench for a minute. And I'll come back. I'll take your two first, and then I'm gonna go into Granite and South Glen. And I think that will pretty much be it, but maybe I have some more down there. 5-minute recess. Everybody stay seated, please. I'll tell you what, it's about, yeah, I'll be back at 10:15. Thanks. They're not applying for funding. Jennifer, I need a date.
Are we gonna go into July for that SD
Yeah.
motion?
We're gonna have to.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Do you have anything the second full week, the week of the 14th?
we have the 7th or the 14th.
I'll take the 14th.
Judge, if we could do that at 10.
So this is me July 14th at 10?
By Zoom for the MSD?
Is that what you want on July 14th?
Yes, I can get the MSD out probably within the next week or so, and then he'll have
Right.
21 days to
All
respond.
right, give me a date for the trial. So I'm gonna give you 2 dates, Mr. Sprinkle. Why are you walking around? Why do people walk?
I am sorry.
He's in the building, Judge.
I know, but I don't need everybody walking around. It just, Mr. Sprinkle, I'm gonna set a motion for summary disposition date on July 14th at 10. We're gonna set a trial date for end of July, Jennifer.
The 28th, 2 weeks later,
At
10 o'clock again.
10 a.m. So, sir, they'll give you the notices down there. I wish you well. You might want to consult with a lawyer. It's tough to beat these lawyers. They've been practicing law for a long time. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Wish you well. Thank you. Granite Televalley versus
Thank you
Joseph
very
Nether
much.
Daily, 2502160. Thanks, Ms. Kingsley. Mr. Burns, your name?
That was it.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Burns, P87855 on behalf of plaintiff.
Mr. and Mrs. Daly, your name again?
Joseph Daly.
Heather Daly?
Counsel, I didn't know you weren't in here, and I called the case and I explained I went through the rights. They indicate they understood them. They don't want to speak to a lawyer, and they're not applying for funding. Do you want to tell me what the balance is that's due, total balance?
Yes, Your Honor. Rent to retain is $1,928.16. Cost in the total of $231.12 for a total of $2,159.28.
And late fees are limited, capped at 70 a month, right?
I am checking right now, Your Honor. Late fees are $35 a month, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you agree that you owe that amount, Mr. and Mrs. Daly? Mr. Daly?
Yes.
Ms. Daly?
Yeah.
Can you pay that amount, Mr. and Mrs. Daly? Tell me, Mr. Daly.
At this moment, no. If I could make weekly payments, I could definitely get it paid off as fast as I could.
Mr. Burns?
How much are you proposing per week and how long is it going to take?
If I could do at least 300 a week, and if I can do more that week, I'll definitely do more. And I could do it with an automatic money order directly to the office.
I'm gonna let you guys go into a breakout room and talk, okay? Just stay patient. I'm gonna go on to his other cases, then he's gonna come in and talk to you, please. Granite Televalley versus Maximilian Emery Sharp and Cassandra Leon Orwick, 2502163. Are they here? Sharp and Orwick.
No, Your Honor.
Default judgment, counsel, if you want it.
Yep, thank you, Your Honor. Rent to retain is $1,494.42. Cost in the total of $231.12 for a total of $1,725.54. No money judgment would be entered. We'd ask for a writ date of June 19th, 2025. To the best of my knowledge, the defendants are above the age of 18, are competent, are not members of the military, and the premises were kept in a habitable condition for the duration of the tenancy.
Defendants failed to appear. Default judgment entered. 172554 will be the amount to be paid to save it. The 19th of June is the writ date. Granite Televalley versus Shannon Allen Wolsey, 2502164. Is Shannon Wolsey here? There you are. Your name, ma'am? You have to unmute and state your name.
My name's Jessica Wolsey, but Shannon Wolsey's also here.
Yeah, I'm here.
She's got to step up there. I got to have her state her name. Where's Shannon Wolsey? I got to see your face, ma'am. I got to see your face, and you got to be in front of the.
Am I not here?
Your Honor, I do see a Shannon Wolsey. It looks like he has a bad connection, Your Honor. He's moving around.
Bad connection.
Hang on. Slow down. Stop, Mr. Wolsey. Stop walking around, please. Tell me your name.
Shannon Wolsey.
Stay right there. I'm getting a good connection. Don't walk around. Okay? Did you listen? And Mrs. Wolsey are you Mrs. Wolsey? What's your name?
Yeah, it's Jessica Wolsey.
All right. Only Shannon is an occupant, or are you an occupant too?
He currently.
I cannot hear anybody here. I'm getting a little frustrated. Forgive me. It's been a long docket. I need you guys to stay close to the.
Shannon no longer lives in the home. We are married.
All right, here's what I'm doing. I can't hear you guys. I'm adjourning this 1 week. You're going to have to come here in person, June 16th, 8:30 in the morning. June 16th at 8:30. Defendants to appear in person, okay?
Your Honor.
Okay.
You have to appear in person, June 16th. Thank you. Granite Valley versus Roy Quillin, Melissa Quillin, 2501791.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Burns, P87855 on behalf of plaintiff.
Roy Quillin, your name.
Roy Quillin.
Where is Melissa?
My wife has passed.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
She passed in January.
Okay, I'm very sorry about that. We adjourned this until today because he wanted to speak to a lawyer. What does the total balance do?
Your Honor, this is not a non-payment. This is a termination of tenancy for violation of community guidelines. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you intend to contest this, or do you wish to leave, sir?
I want to contest it. I'd like to take a trial.
What is the allegations, counsel? What?
Your Honor, the gist is this. Mr. Quillin has an individual who's living with him who was evicted from the community some time back. She moved in with Mr. Quillin. The community provided notice to Mr. Quillin that he has an unregistered tenant living with him. Mr. Quillin and I have spoken several times. The community has a policy of not allowing evicted tenants to become registered tenants. And he is not intent on allowing this woman to leave. He wants to have her continue living there. I spoke at some length with Mr. Quillin on Friday. We could not agree to a resolution, and the community at this point is not interested in having this formerly evicted individual continue living in their community for many reasons. And so if Mr. Quillin's not willing to have her leave, the community wants both of them out, unfortunately. And to Mr. Quillin's point about a jury trial or a trial of any sort, he failed to file a jury demand when the court informed him of his right at the first hearing.
Mr. Quillin, don't interrupt him, okay? Go ahead, Mr. Burns.
So, I mean, that's the long and the short of it, Your Honor. I don't want to, I tried to inform Mr. Quillin about the writ period specifically to this case, and he's really not interested in listening. And so we can proceed however the court wishes.
Okay, I'll just set it for trial then.
Okay.
You going to be able to represent yourself though, sir?
Well, I'm trying to get a lawyer. I called several lawyers. I was waiting for them to call
I
me
know,
back.
but the case has been pending. You got to move on this. The case has been going on. You were in here on May 19th, May 29th, and today I'm going to set a trial.
All right. Can I talk for 1 minute? The first time I couldn't make it because the Zoom wasn't working, so you reset it up.
Oh, you were stuck by a train or something, weren't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So that's the only reason why I didn't make it that time. So you reset it up for the last time we
May
talked.
29th.
It's the only second time I talked to you about this case. So I don't know how, yeah. And I just talked to him and I tried to explain to him what was going on here, but he wouldn't listen to me. He's like, it don't matter. He's like, I even asked him, like, if the lady was still paying her rent at her house, would she be there? He's like, yes.
Listen, I don't want
Your
to.
Honor, he's misrepresenting. Your Honor, I must object. He's misrepresenting facts to the court. And
Hang on. Mr. Quillin, you can't have let somebody else in there that's not an approved tenant. I'm just telling you. I'm setting it for trial. You have the right to a trial, but we're going to have the trial quickly. So Jennifer, you're going to give me a date, please, 3 to 4 weeks out.
We can do June 23rd or July 7th.
What day of the week is July 7th?
It's a Monday.
July 7th at?
Let's do 10:30.
So, sir, if you're going to get a lawyer, you better get it quick. Get him or her quick. July 7th at 10:30. And that's when we'll go to trial on this, okay?
In person, Your Honor, I assume?
Yes, in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, so where does that leave us now?
I believe that's all of them for Granite Tali, Your Honor. We just have South Glen and then the wrap-ups for Deerfield Estate, Your Honor.
Deerfield versus Brian and Rachel Clark, 2502148. Is that the one?
Yes, Your Honor, and then there's also Miss Harris.
Okay. Mr. Clark, your name?
Brian Clark.
You got to start your video, sir. Mr. Lewis, I'm going to ask you to take your head off.
I'm at work.
What's that?
I can't do my video because I'm at work, and when I want a video.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Where I work, we're not allowed to do video.
Well, you're going to have to do video. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you got to leave in default, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not coming there.
I can make this quick, Your Honor. We agreed to a consent judgment as to Mr. Clark, a default as to Mrs. Clark based on service. Parties agreed that the total past due amount of $1,538.05 will be paid on or before June 27, 2025. No money judgment is entered. MCR 4.21J was explained to Mr. Clark, and he gave me permission to sign his name to the consent judgment, Your Honor.
You agree that you owe $1538.05, sir?
What was that?
Do you agree that you owe $1538.05?
Yes.
And Mr. Burns tells me that he's going to go ahead and default Rachel Clark, but you're agreeing to a judgment in favor of the plaintiff and against yourself in that amount, with the understanding that it will be paid on or before the 27th of June. If you don't pay or vacate by that date, you'll be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And he has your permission to sign your name to the judgment? And do you understand you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment and 10 days to appeal?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, judgment's entered, consent judgment, writ date June 27th. Thank you very much. Rachel
Thank you,
Clark, Deerfield versus Rachel Clark, 2502151.
Rachel Harris, Your Honor, I believe.
I'm sorry, Rachel Harris. My apology. Ma'am, your name?
Rachel Harris.
Mr. Burns?
Thank you, Your Honor. Parties agreed to a consent judgment with the terms that defendant will pay $817.40 on or before June 11th, 2025, and the remainder on or before June 27th, 2025. No money judgment is entered. MCR 4.201J was explained to Ms. Harris, and she gave me permission.
I still want to make that the 19th, okay? The initial payment.
Okay, Your Honor.
If she misses, you can't submit a writ, and I don't want to sign a judgment that says that. So, ma'am, do you agree to those terms that you're going to pay? The total's $1591.42, right, Mr. Burns?
Yes, Your Honor.
And ma'am, do you understand that you have to pay that amount as follows? $817.40 by June the 19th with the balance by June 27th. And if you miss either one of those payments, you're going to be evicted. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, and 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Again, Mr. Burns has your permission to sign your name to the proposed consent judgment?
Yes.
All right, counsel, do you have any more?
Yes, Your Honor, South Glen. We have one case for South Glen versus Lavender.
Why don't you go and talk to the Dailies? Are they out here on this one, on the signing on record?
Mr. Shem, yeah, Detective Picard's out there.
Galosia. Kimberly Marie Galosia, 25T644509A, B, and 25W835356. All right. Where's, this is Trenton. These are Trenton and Woodhaven. What do you have, Detective? Where's Trenton?
Right out there now. Call back.
All right. Timothy Lee White, 25B725729. Detective Petard, your name?
Detective Ronaldo Tar, Brownstown Police.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you're giving these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
On November 28, 2024, at approximately 2200 hours at 24560 Joyce Road in Brownstown, Michigan, victim Michelle Paterno arrived at her home and discovered her boyfriend, defendant Timothy Lee White, had damaged property within their home and he was intoxicated. Defendant White is alleged to have grabbed victim Paterno by the throat with his left hand and her left arm with his right hand and began squeezing, causing victim Paterno pain and difficulty breathing and forcing her into a corner of the hallway. While screaming at her. Victim Paterno stated defendant White continued to strangle her with his left hand and moved her into a bedroom, onto a bed, and knocking her to the ground, causing her to injure her back. Victim Paterno stated that defendant White then let go of her, and she told defendant White she was calling the police. Defendant White responded to her by saying, "If you call the police, you will see what happens." Victim Paterno stated defendant White attempted to take her phone from her and prevent her from calling the police, but was unsuccessful. Victim Paterno and defendant White separated after assault, and victim Paterno later went to the Brownstown Police to report this alleged incident. No other parties were present during this incident. Victim Paterno received red marks around her neck and her left arm, which were photographed for evidence. Victim Paterno did not seek out medical treatment for her injuries. Victim Paterno and defendant White have been in a dating relationship for approximately 1.5 years and resided together at the time of this incident. Detective Attard attempted contact with defendant Timothy White to get a statement from him in regards to these allegations, and he has failed to contact me back and does not appear to reside in the state of Michigan anymore. Defendant White does not have any prior criminal convictions.
Based on your sworn testimony, the court finds there's probable cause to believe the crime of assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation, as well as domestic violence, was committed. There's probable cause to believe those crimes were committed by the defendant. I'm going to authorize the issuance of the complaint and warrant, and you are all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, wait a minute. These are just misdemeanors. I don't need them on this. I'm sorry. These aren't. Galosia.
Yes,
Kimberly, you can call them.
Yeah, you don't need them, right?
I'm so sorry. Kimberly Marie Galosia, 25W835356, 25T644509, A and B. Ms. Galosia, your name?
Kimberly Marie Galadia, Your Honor.
Where you been? Mr. Shemke, your name?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke, appearing on behalf of my client. It's time we consent to the matter being heard via Zoom.
Where you been?
Dude, Judge, she's in treatment right now in Macomb County. She'll be there at least through June 29th, and then she's being transferred to additional rehab facilities. She had something called the Tri-Camp. I don't know her in date, but her out date is June 29th.
All right, so we have two cases out of Trenton. Loitering where drugs are kept and open intox, and then we have another one out of Trenton, possession of drug paraphernalia. On all those cases, does she stand mute and waive formal reading of the complaint and warrant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ma'am, you got to show up. You understand what I'm saying? Where's she in treatment, Mr. Shemke, did you say? I'm sorry.
She's at a place called Tri-Camp through Monroe County.
All right, let me check something here. All right, here's what I'll do. Lisa, can you tell if she's been printed? I don't know. I don't know where the criminal history is right now. I got,
She was printed on one, I believe.
which one, the Trenton or Woodhaven?
Let me check real quick. Hold on. It was the Trenton.
All right, so that's the drug paraphernalia and the open intox. So, counsel, anything you want to say? I'm going to give her a personal bond if that helps you.
Your Honor, just that she's trying to put her right foot forward, and I believe that she's going to be dedicated to her rehabilitation. So we appreciate the consideration when determining the bond. Thank you, Judge.
$500 personal bond on the Trenton cases. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. AANA twice a week, but I'll deem that to be satisfied while you're in rehab. But when you get out, you got to come in, you got to get a form, you have to go in person, and every time you go, you have to have the form signed. On the Woodhaven case, which again is loitering where drugs are present, I'll do the same thing. $2,500 personal bond. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs, AANA twice a week. Just make sure you show up on this, okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you still live? I know you're in treatment, but do you still live on Ostrander?
No, I'm on Whitehorn in Romulus.
Slow down a second. Give me a minute. All right, give me your address. I'm writing it on the Woodhaven case, Lisa.
8978
Good.
Whitehorn.
Whitehorn, is that the same word?
Yes, sir.
WHITEHORN?
That is correct.
Romulus zip?
Yep, 48174.
Okay, so we're gonna give you a court date. And you're gonna come in here then. I'm giving you personal bonds. I'm doing the same thing on the Woodhaven case, except I don't believe she was printed on that. That's what you're telling me, right, Lisa?
That's correct.
So you have to go over to the Woodhaven Police Department to be fingerprinted and photographed. There's not a print order on that case in here, so I'm gonna ask you to print one out, Lisa, and I'll sign it. We're gonna give you court dates, which on Trenton, the Trenton date, what day did you say she's getting out, Mr. Shemke? The
29th.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to go later on Trenton and Woodhaven. When's the, let's start with the Trenton case.
July 17th at 8:30.
July 17th at 8:30. Don't miss, ma'am, okay?
That's
July 17th at 8:30, and then the Woodhaven one, she's still gonna be in, so we're gonna have to give her a later date.
July 9th at 8:30.
July the 9th at 8:30. Is that a Wednesday?
Yes.
All right, that's gotta stay light. I'll talk to you about that later. Ma'am, you're all set. I wish you well.
Thank you very
Good luck.
much, Your Honor.
We'll see you back here then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
South Glen versus Eshawn Lavender, 2502165. Did I call that yet?
No, Your Honor.
Is he here?
No, Your Honor.
You want to take a default on this, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Good.
Rent to retain is $2,329.40. Cost in the total of $180.85 for a total of $2,510.25. Per the court's protocol, late fees are, I have to do some math, Your Honor. It looks like my client does charge more than the court protocol, $75. So if you don't mind to pass on this matter, I will do so.
No, that's okay. How many months you taking out? 2?
It would be 2, Your Honor. My client charges $100 and $60 in late, or I'm sorry, $175 in late fees per month.
What do you mean 170? They charge 175 per month?
They charge a late fee, Your Honor, on the 6th of $50, plus a late fee on the 31st at the end of the month of $5 per day for late payments. So that comes out to $125.
You know, that's ridiculous. How much is the monthly rental rate?
Monthly rental rate, Your Honor, is $1,000, not including other associated fees.
That means they're charging 17.5% interest to be 30 days late. What a racket.
Your Honor, if I may, it looks like the late fee was already assessed for June, so let me calculate the total late fees, and then the court may subtract what it will.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the case goes back to, actually, I apologize, Your Honor. There has only been since the beginning of May. So since then, there has been late fees of $50, $125, and $50 for 2 months worth of accrued rent, which would bring the total to $225, Your Honor.
So you got to take out 75.
Perfect, Your Honor.
Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wait, would you say 225?
It
Okay,
was-
you got to take out $85. So that should reduce this to 24, 25, 25.
One more time, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
24, 25. What changes it? 35 or 25?
It would be 25, Your Honor.
24, 25, 25 is the amount I'm going to give you. You can submit
Thank
a
you, Your Honor.
judgment on that one, okay? Who's here? Are these guys here in the standing on record out of Brownstown?
This officer is. Yes,
Oh, come on up here. We're gonna do all of these? Jeez. How you doing there, officer?
All right, sir. How about yourself?
Not too bad. People against Sean Lee Christian, 25B703048. Your name?
Officer Aguilar from Brownstown Police.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury, the testimony you give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So on 11/20/2024 at 9:47 hours, I was dispatched to 19341 Allen Road in Brownstown, Michigan. I spoke to Deanna Coleman, who stated that she had been assaulted by her boyfriend, Jashawn Christian. Coleman stated Christian was driving her to work. On the way there, they got into an argument because Coleman did not want to speak with Christian. Christian then proceeded to grab Coleman's head with both hands and headbutted her. Christian then grabbed Coleman's phone and began hitting the car radio after Coleman refused to kiss him goodbye. Christian then dropped the phone and smacked Coleman on the right cheek with an open hand. Coleman believes it was once, but is not completely sure. Coleman's right cheek had slight redness when I spoke with him. I made contact with Christian via telephone later that day. Christian stated that he did not assault Coleman. He also mentioned that they were not even arguing.
Based on your sworn testimony, I have to find the crime. Domestic violence was committed. There's probable cause to believe the crime was committed by the defendant. I'm going to authorize the issuance of the complaint warrant. And I think you said this, but they were in a dating relationship, correct?
Yes, sir.
Terrell Bryant Smith, 25B711 323. Your name?
Officer Aguilar with the Brownstown Police
Raise your
Department.
right hand. Solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury. The testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
On 9/27/2024 at 12:25 hours, I was dispatched to 25841 Bridgewood Lane, apartment 130, Brownstown, Michigan. Upon arrival, I spoke with Cynthia Barella, who stated her boyfriend, Terrell Smith, assaulted her. Barella stated she told Smith that her son was coming over and that upset him. Barella and Smith began to argue in the bedroom. Smith then pushed Barella back onto the bed and took her car/house keys. Smith then grabbed Barella's face with one hand and told him to get out. Barella left the apartment and walked over to the gas station to wait for her son. Barella and Smith have been in a dating relationship for approximately 5 years. There has been multiple incidents of domestic violence throughout the 5 years. Barella was escorted back to her apartment by myself to gather some belongings because she was going to be staying with her son. Barella did not have any visible injuries.
All right, based on your sworn testimony, I find the crime domestic violence was committed. There's probable cause to believe the crime was committed by the defendant. I'm gonna authorize the issuance of the complaint and warrant. You've signed it, I'm signing it, and you're all set. Have a good day. Thank you. South Glen, do we have anything on South Glen? That's done. How about, Mr. Burns, how about Dailies? Did we finish that one?
No, Your Honor, but parties agreed to a consent judgment.
Granite versus Joseph and Heather Daly, 2502160. Go ahead.
Thank you,
Appearances?
Your Honor. I'm sorry, Michael Burns, P 87855 on behalf of plaintiff, Your Honor.
Names?
Joseph Daly.
Heather Daly.
All right, give me the breakdown.
Thank you, Your Honor. Parties agreed to a consent judgment. Rent to retain is $1,928.16, cost in the total of $231.12 for a total of $2,159.28. Parties agree that this amount will be paid on or before July 14th, 2025. Otherwise, a rate may issue. No money judgment is entered, and MCR 4.201J was explained to the Dailies, and they gave me permission to sign their name to the consent judgment, Your Honor.
Mr. and Mrs. Daly, let's start with you, Mr. Daly. Do you agree that you owe 2159.28?
Yes.
Do you, Ms. Daly?
Yes.
You understand that he's telling me that you guys have agreed to enter into a consent judgment, that you are agreeing that he can sign your name to the proposed consent judgment, and that you will have to pay that pursuant to those terms on or before July 14th. If you don't, and you don't vacate, you will be evicted. Do you understand that, Mr. Daly?
Yes.
Ms. Daly?
Yes. Yes.
You have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. Since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 10 days to appeal. Do you understand that, Mr. Daly?
Yes.
Ms. Daly?
Yes.
Ms. Daly, any questions, either one of you, Mr. Daly?
No.
Ms. Daly?
No.
I wish you both well. Good luck to you. I wish you well. Really good luck to you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I think that's everything for me, Your Honor, so thank you. I appreciate the court's time today.
Thanks. Have a good day. Thank you. Do I have Truman Estates? Do I have that versus Jason Adams up today?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's that up for? 2501680?
It was a motion to set aside judgment.
I'm here on that case, Your Honor.
Your name?
Christopher Asphalt, 53129 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jason Adams.
I can't read your motion here. Can you read it to me?
Yes, I apologize, sir. I simply stated that I was trying to work with the landlord. I just needed a little bit more time to get everything worked out. The lawyer and I was not aware of the first case of the first trial, so that my fiance did not inform me that letter came in the mail, so I didn't know. That was our fault. We didn't take care of that as we should have. I just spoke to the lawyer a few minutes ago, presented a option that I believe works for both parties. We're just waiting for final approval.
Go ahead, Mr. Asphalt. What do you have?
Your Honor, the defendant has made a proposed payment plan to get paid in full within, I guess, essentially 14 days. My client is not, I just heard from her, my client is not able to confirm that they can do that. The only thing I can say is, they said it is still a possibility. They have to speak to a manager. So
how about I adjourn it 7 days?
That's
good?
fine, George.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
All right, so we'll adjourn it to June 16th at 8:30, and you can continue to talk and hopefully resolve it.
Judge,
okay?
Can we do 10:30? Because that's when their office is here again.
I don't care.
Okay.
10:30.
June 16, 10:30. Thank you.
1 week from today at 10:30. Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Truman versus Deborah Jacobs, 2502143. Ms. Jacobs, your name?
Deborah Jacobs.
How to start your video, ma'am?
I did.
Did you listen to and understand the rights?
I did.
Do you wish to speak to a lawyer?
No,
Do you intend to apply for funding?
no.
Mr. Asphalt, your appearance,
Christopher Asphalt on behalf of the plaintiff,
total balance due?
including all court costs, total balance is $884.17.
Do you agree that you owe that amount, ma'am?
No,
You don't?
not for this judgment, sir. I paid $1,000 just a few days after I received the judgment. I owe $85 more. They charged me $260 in late fees.
Are you
So-
guys doing that? I'm gonna require them to start coming in here.
They
'Cause you're-
do.
Hang on, don't say anything.
Okay.
Are they doing that, Mr. Asphalt?
Are they doing what, Judge?
Charging $260 a month in late fees? Is that what you're telling me, Ms. Jacobs, or was that over several
Yes.
months?
No. That was for 1 month. My total judgment was $1,085.
Are they charging $265 in late fees?
Yeah, Judge,
And
I'm
I paid
looking at the
$1,000.
ledger for Ms. Jacobs, and I see a payment of $1,000 that was made on May 28th. Maybe that's the payment she's referring to. That brought her balance down to $65. Then rent for June was added on June 1st, and that brings her total to the approximately $884 and I see that $50 late fee was, $150 late fee was charged in May.
Where
The
are you getting
$190 was.
Hang on. Where are you getting 265, Ms. Jacobs? Come on now.
My total judgment was $1,085 in May. I paid $1,000 on the 28th. He added the other $85 to June's rent, which I have not paid yet. And I am going to pay that, and I am vacating at the
Slow down.
30th of June.
Slow
That's
down.
my last day here.
Slow down.
Okay, that's my last day here, June 30th.
Slow down. I want you two to go into a breakout room and talk about this. I'm gonna go on to another case. I'm gonna go on to another case. You be patient. I'm going through 3 more. We're gonna bring out Dale Rogers right now. Truman Estates, just wait, ma'am. I want you to talk to him before you leave. Truman Estates versus Dale Rogers, 2502145. Is he even here, Jennifer?
No, Your Honor, he is not checked in.
Jennifer, default judgment. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I would request entry of a default judgment. There's currently rent to retain in the amount of $940.
Hang on.
Costs.
I want late fees included now.
Actually, Judge, they have not assessed a June late fee.
Well, did they assess a late fee for May?
No, the only rent that's due and owing is for June.
When did they pay the May rent?
Let me. This is for Rogers. All right, Your Honor, they paid $1,300 at the end of May to get it down to 0, and then June rent came on June 1st.
I'm not doing that. You're telling me they got the balance down to 0 and you want me to charge May rent? I mean, I'll give you your court costs if that's what you want. Did the money they pay not include court costs?
Yes, that is accurate.
So do you have court fees that you want to ask for now? But I'm not giving you June month if they paid the balance in May.
That's fine, Judge. We will just dismiss this case.
Good. Tell Truman Estates not to do that, please. And I'm telling you, if I find out that they're charging more than $70, you're going to see some angry Irishman up here. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yes.
I made this abundantly clear here for 20 years. I raised it by 20 bucks 6 months ago or whatever it was. But if they're charging more than 70 bucks, they're gonna have a real problem with me. I'm gonna dismiss this case motion of the plaintiff, and I'm serious. I know you'll check into that. I have a lot of respect for you. I'm not saying it's you, but your client's not gonna do that. And they're not gonna come in and send a lawyer in here and ask me for a judgment that includes May's rent when they already paid by the end of May. I mean, what? They can't do that. Truman Estates versus Cody Kaler, 2502146.
Christopher Asphalt for the plaintiff.
Is Cody Kaler here, Jen?
No, Your Honor, defendant failed to appear.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I would request entry of a default judgment. There's rent due and owing in the amount of $2,294, a late fee in the amount of $50, court costs in the amount of $184.17, for a total amount of $2,528.17.
Defendant failed to appear. Default judgment is entered. Writ date will be on the 19th. The amount to be paid to save it is $2,528.17. And finally, I have Truman Estates versus John Scheffler, 2502147. Is he here?
No, Your Honor.
Default judgment.
Your Honor, I would request entry of a default judgment. There's rent, $910, late fee, $50, court costs, $184.17, for a total of $1,144.17.
Defendant failed to appear. Default judgment is entered. 1144.17 is the amount to be paid to save it. Writ date will be on the 19th. Do you have any more, Mr. Asphalt?
Just the one that you wanted me to meet in the breakout room with.
Yeah, which one was that again? I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Asphalt, I have Red Hawk.
Oh, yes, you're right. I do have Red Hawk versus Lewis.
Mr.
Which
Lewis
was the
is
one
here.
that you were going to meet in the breakout room with
Miss
again?
Jacobs, I have her in room 5.
Good. So wait on that one. I'm going to do Red Hawk Landing. That is Red Hawk Landing versus Dwayne and Evelyn Lewis, 2502166. Good morning, Mr. Lewis. How are you? Your name, please? You have to unmute, sir. Mr. Lewis, you have to unmute and state your name and put the camera in your face, please.
How about that?
I gotta see your face now, sir.
Okay. I'm trying to get it to. Unmute. Okay, that was being perfectly fine. Oh, the other camera came on. I wonder why you do that.
Mute him, Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm at the turn it this
Mr.
way.
Lewis he's on the screen now.
On the screen.
Mr. Lewis,
Can you see me, Your Honor?
I need your name.
Beg your pardon, Your Honor. Dwayne Lewis.
Did you listen to and understand the rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You wish to speak to a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
You don't wish to speak to a lawyer, or you do?
Oh, I didn't hear that, Your Honor. It's breaking up.
I know. Where are you at? What city are you in right now?
Well, I'm in Brownstown.
Well, next time
But
you
I'm
come,
parked on
okay?
the side.
Next time you come here, all right? Do you want to speak to a lawyer?
It depends. I think I don't want to speak to a lawyer, but my mother may need a lawyer. Because, Your Honor, I have moved since April.
All right,
And
here's what I'm
it's
doing.
already
Here's what I'm doing. I'm adjourning this 1 week. Your mother has to be here June the 16th. What time, Jen?
That would be 10:30.
At 10:30. And if you or her want to talk to a lawyer, we will set you up with a lawyer to speak to. Okay? So just stay right there. She'll put you in a breakout room, but you have to be in person next time, okay? In person, not by Zoom, all right? In person. Thank you. See you next week at 10:30, in person. Have to show up in person. Thank you. N&D Properties versus Kelly Sizemore, 250-2155. Good morning, Mr. Joseph, your appearance.
Good morning, Judge Joe Joseph for plaintiff.
Kelly Sizemore here.
Has not appeared, Your Honor.
Come on up.
Sorry, I wasn't aware she was in the courtroom.
Ma'am, you can have a seat right there if you'd like. Yeah, if you want to. How you doing?
Real good. So,
Your name?
Kelly Sizemore.
Did you listen to and understand the rights on the video?
Judge, I was not aware she was here, so she did not get to see the video.
Ma'am, you have the right to a lawyer. You can have a seat. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to proper venue. You have the right to demand a jury trial within 5 days. You have the right to apply for funding. There's possibility of conditional dismissal if all parties agree. And if you want to speak to a lawyer, I'm going to set you up with a lawyer on Zoom right now, or at least information. So first of all, do you understand all those rights that I mentioned?
Yes, Your Honor.
You wish to speak to a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're going to set you up to speak with a lawyer. I'm going to adjourn this 1 week to June 16th. At what time? 10:30?
9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock. June 16th at 9 o'clock. You go down the hall and they'll tell you how to get a hold of Lakeshore. I think that's the best way to do it, Jen. And we'll go from there, okay? And then you have to, and you show up next week at that time, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. South Point versus his lady, Galindo. 2501965. Is she here?
Your Honor, she was here. I don't have her here now. I think she was in a breakout room to speak with counsel, possibly.
Did she go in there and speak with you, counsel?
She did, Judge, and we did reach a resolution, which I'm happy to place on the record. I don't know why she left, but we did speak.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess I could take a default in accordance with your terms of your consent judgment if you want to do that. Or was that a conditional dismissal?
You know, it was a consent, and I'm happy to place those terms on the record. I mean,
or do you want me to adjourn it a week and you can send it to her and ask her to send it back?
You
but
know,
I really need to cover that if it's a consent judgment on the record anyway.
Right. We can do it by default. That's fine. It'll be the same term, so it's not going to change.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. As indicated, we did speak in the breakout room and reached a resolution for a consent judgment, which I now understand will be by default based on her having signed out. The rent to retain judge is $2,133.39, and the court costs are $179. That totals $2,312.39. We were using the writ date of June 19th. I'm not sure if the court is closed on the 19th. If so, we can bump it to the 20th.
Are we closed the 19th, Jen?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's when Juneteenth is being
observed, and I didn't catch that today.
Yeah.
This year's gone so fast already.
Okay, so writ date will be June the 20th. I know it has. It's crazy. All right, so we can do that then. Make the writ date June 20th, if you will.
All right, Judge, we can submit that by default.
And they're not charging more than $70 a month, right?
Correct. Right. That's the late fee.
Good
Well,
enough.
I think it's slightly more, but we adjusted it. So
You've limited it to 70 a person, right?
Correct. Yeah, 70 per month.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Iqbal Amir versus Daniel Marvin Delshoni and Jeanette Cricks. Gil 2502004. Where's Mr. Iqbal? I'm sorry, Iqbal Amir.
He's muted. He's on Zoom.
Mr. Iqbal, you have to show up on Zoom, please. Or Mr. Amir, I'm sorry. Okay, sir, your name? You have to unmute. Unmute, bottom left-hand corner.
Now it's okay?
Yeah, your name?
Amir Iqbal.
I don't know why we adjourned this before. I think it's because he didn't pay for a second mailing, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So you can go ahead and take a default. Neither one of them are here, right, Jen?
Yes, Your Honor, no one appeared. They were sent notice to appear in person.
Tell me how much they owe in past due rent, sir.
I think they due like 1850.
All right, but I don't want you to think. I want you to know. Are you sure they owe you 1850 in past due rent?
Yes, because they didn't pay for month rent and the late fees for $50.
All right. What else do they owe you besides 1850?
I know nothing else beside that.
Did you include your filing and service fee and all that?
No.
How much does he have in that? It looks like he has two service fees worth $70.75.
And a filing of 55.
Right. So he's got $125.75 on top of that. So it should be $1975.75.
Yes.
And I'm gonna, I'll tell you what, they didn't show up. Do I have a default judgment? Here, I'm just gonna fill out the judgment for you, okay? You all right with that?
Sure. Sure.
June the 20th will be your writ date. I can't believe we missed that all day long. You may be liable for money damages after moving if additional rent is owed or there's damage to the property. An acceptance of partial payment will not prevent the court from issuing an order of eviction. He did not pay for a money judgment. Is that true?
That is correct. The filing was only 55.
So no money judgment is entered at this time, sir, okay? I've got the judgment filled out. We'll send it over to them. And if they don't pay up or vacate by June 20th, you should come in here with an application for a writ on the 23rd, which is a Monday, okay?
Okay, sir.
I wish you well. Any questions?
I have one question. My neighbor said they saw the U-Haul. So, I mean, I don't know, they abandoned the house or I don't know.
You cannot go in until they turn over the keys or you get a writ of eviction.
I got it.
So don't go in there. You could get yourself in all kinds of trouble, okay?
I got it.
All right, good luck. Thanks. Do we have another file on there? I have no other case down here as far as I can tell.
Judge, there should have been 2 packets in with Mr. Iqbal's. There should have been Mr. Pittaway's should have been in there as well, unless the paper clips got caught.
You're right. Donald Pittaway versus Ronald Pittaway, 2502023.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Donald Pittaway. If you can hear me.
I can. Your name? Were you here on June 2nd? No.
No, nobody gave me a notification. He sent something to my legal address. He sent it, it ended up at my brother's house.
Did you listen? What is your relationship here?
He's my older brother.
Do you have a written lease agreement with him, Mr. Pittaway?
No, he moved out and assumed another residency, leaving his property behind, and I want that property out of my garage.
What kind of property?
Furniture.
Hey, you guys get along? Do you guys get along?
Sometimes.
Well, I know, but this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous because he doesn't.
Slow
own the
down.
house. He doesn't own the house, sir.
Who owns the house?
My dad. My dad's 85.
Does your dad own the house?
Yes, he does, but I have power of attorney to handle all matters.
You're gonna have to talk to a lawyer. I can't let you appear for your father in a courtroom. And what's his name?
Same name, and I can get him in about 2 minutes and stuff, and he can sit down in this chair and you can talk to him if you'd like to.
Yeah, but you're filling out the paperwork. Are you the second or the third or the junior or what?
You can call me junior and he is senior, but technically there is no second designation on my birth certificate. Not gone by either the second or junior, either way, my whole life.
Is he senior?
Yes.
He's the second.
Who is?
My brother.
You're the second and he's a senior?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad first. And
How old are
second.
you? How old are you?
Me, I'm 53.
How old are you?
56.
You guys can't just work this out. Are you kidding me?
He's trying to steal my stuff.
Hang on a second. Wait. Whoa. How many brothers you got, Mr. Donald Pittaway?
Including me, I have 3 other brothers.
What do you want him to do?
I want him to get his stuff and leave because we have police reports for malicious destruction of property I hold right in front of me, as well as the police officers have advised me to get a personal protection order.
All right, Mr. Pittaway, here's the problem. You filled out the paperwork and you really can't do that.
Okay.
Okay?
Hang on. I'm going to adjourn this. I'll either adjourn it for a week or 2 weeks and let you talk to a lawyer. Yes, sir.
And the lawyer will explain how to go about this. Okay, I'll adjourn it just for 1 week now. If you need another one, I will. We're going to adjourn this to June 16th at what time?
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock. I would like to think you guys could get along and take care of this, but you can't represent your father, sir.
I understand.
Okay? You just can't do it. What's in the garage?
Furniture, motorcycle, hockey equipment.
Who says that?
It says it's his, and he's storing his friend's stuff in our garage as well.
I don't want to argue about it or talk about it. Listen to me very carefully. Hang on a second. You guys should be able to sit down and work this out like men.
Absolutely.
All right, but you sound like a couple of 9-year-olds, if you want my honest
I would
opinion.
have never entered in court if it was up to me. I got 30,000.
I don't want to hear it. I'm adjourning it a week. I'd like to think that you two are mature enough to work this out. You just said he's trying to steal your stuff. He just told me he wants it out of the garage. Hang on. And he doesn't own the property and his dad does. He can't come into court with a power of attorney. So you guys can make this as complex as you want to, but I'm going to insist that you do it right. I'm adjourning it 1 week until 10 a.m. next week, and you guys can figure it out. You can get a lawyer, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much. Have a good day. In person. I don't know who he is, but
It's his motorcycle.
he has nothing to say about anything right now. He's not even a party. Right?
Well, we don't know what happened to the motorcycle. He just wanted to get it. He moved it.
That's not before the court. I'm not going to take up issues that aren't before the court. If you guys can't be mature enough to resolve this, then you can all go get lawyers and spend thousands of dollars on lawyers if you want to. And that's okay. He's gone or he's here, but I'm not addressing it. I don't have one thing to do with any of this stuff. All I know is he's brought an action. And his action isn't very well brought because he can't represent your father. And he can't evict or do anything else on a house that he doesn't own. Guys, I'll see you then. Thank you. What other case do I have down there? What do you have, Mr. Asphalt?
Yeah, Truman Estates versus Jacobs.
I need that file. Truman Estates versus Jacobs. Did you already take it down, the Truman Estate one?
I might have, if you put it on the thing.
I know, I probably did. My fault again. I'll need that back. Concord versus Loretta Goines, 2501817. I think the file got taken down, Mr. Asphalt.
I don't have it, Judge, at least from in what I was given.
You what?
I don't have the Truman Estates file.
All right. I probably threw it in the garbage. I don't know what I did with it. It's around here somewhere. Just give me a second, Ms. Jacobs. Mr. Mayers, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Honor. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Soon getting on my nerves again today.
You take it easy, Judge.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I got a 1:30 tea time.
Good. Good. Well, I'll get you out of here then. Your name?
Ralph Mayers, P23815, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff Concord Co-op.
Yeah, of course you can. What's your name? Did you two talk?
Not today.
How much is owed? Can you just tell me the total amount?
Yes, Your Honor. The total amount would be, hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Got it. Amount due in monthly carrying charges, Your Honor, is $2,087.66.
Mr. Mayers, did you speak to
Wait. Go ahead. What else do you have?
Cost of cost of 104.93. Total due $2,192.59.
$2,192.59?
Yes.
You agree that you owe that?
No.
What do you owe?
I dropped a money order off on Friday for $800. The last time I spoke to Mr. Mayers, my balance was $1,200. I dropped the money order off for $800. So
you owe $1,392. So you owe $1,392.59?
That sounds more.
She says she dropped off a money order on Friday for $800.
Your Honor, I just read a note from the office this morning. They notified me that $800 was paid over the weekend. So we're taking that off of the $2,087.66. So the balance now is only $1,287.66. Just got that message.
Okay. Do you agree that you owe that?
Yes.
All right. Can you pay that, ma'am?
I can have it paid until by the 20th.
Can you live with that, Mr. Mayor? She said
Sure,
she pay it by the 20th.
That's fine, Judge, no problem, and good luck there, Ms. Goins.
You want to do that by a consent judgment or after hearing?
I think it would be a consent judgment, and again, is that writ date June 20th?
If you want to agree to a consent judgment and you want to give him your permission to sign your name to that, he will insert in the proposed judgment that you owe $1,287.66, and the writ date's June the 20th. Do you want to agree to that?
Yeah.
And does he have your permission to sign your name to that?
That's fine.
And since you're unrepresented by a lawyer, you have 3 business days to come in here and fill out a motion to set aside the judgment. You also have 10 days to appeal this. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions?
No.
All right.
Oh, I guess I do. The end of the business day on the 20th, correct? Is that how that works for the writ to be issued?
Why, are you going to be cutting it close with that?
Just because the 19th is a holiday. I shouldn't have it issued because I do have direct deposit, but just on the off chance.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
What time's the office close? 4:30?
Usually 4:30, maybe 5 at the latest, but 4:30 is good.
So make sure you get it over there try to get it over there before 4, okay?
Okay.
All right, anything else? Okay. He's gonna submit the paperwork, sign your name as we talked about. I'll sign it and you'll get it by the end of the week anyways. Just make sure you make that payment by then.
All right, no problem.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Truman Estates versus Deborah Jacobs, 250-214. Oh, wait a minute. I got one more, don't I, Mr. Cook? Mayors, I'm sorry. Concord versus Jaleesa, Canada, 2501817. Is she here, Jen?
No, Your Honor.
Default, I'll take on this one.
Okay, Your Honor, Ralph Mayors 23815 on behalf of the plaintiff. And yeah, since she hasn't appeared at either hearing, we would move for a default judgment. I have the amount due and owing when you're ready.
Okay.
$1,609.24 in monthly carrying charges, $104.93 in court costs, a total proposed judgment of $1,714.17.
Defendant failed to appear. Default judgment's entered. Writ date will be on the 20th. The amount to be paid to save it, 171417. Mr. Mayors, nice to see you. Take care.
Same to you, Judge. Thanks for your help and your
Thanks a lot.
Expediency so I can have the afternoon. Thanks a lot.
Go enjoy yourself. Take care.
I will. Thank you.
I hope you're golfing better than I am. Truman versus Deborah Jacobs, 2502143. Your name, ma'am?
For the plaintiff.
Your name, ma'am?
Deborah Jacobs.
Any resolution on this, Mr. Asfalk?
No resolution, Your Honor, but just briefly. So after the May charges were assessed, she owed $875. She then made a $1,000 payment at the end of May, giving her a rent credit of $125. At that time, court costs the amount of $184 were assessed, leaving her a balance in May of $59. Now June rent has been assessed, and the balance is $884.
Ma'am, what do you want to say?
Well, sir, his figures aren't right, but I will pay the $840 or $884. I am leaving here after 17 years with no considerations. So I will pay the $884?
Yes.
I will pay that on the 28th, which is my next check, and I will be out of here by the 29th. I will pay the rent.
All right, okay. Okay. Do you agree that you owe $884.12 or not?
Well, yeah, with the $50 fee and whatever he's saying, my rent is $825. So yeah, that's fine. I just want it settled and but he does charge $240 overcharges.
What do you mean, ma'am?
He does. That's what he charged.
What you mean by overcharges? Rent or late fees?
Yes.
Have they done that, Mr. Asfalk?
No, the late fees are $50, Your Honor.
He's saying the late fees are $50 a month.
That's not true. I got my rent was $825. I got a $50 the original late fee, and then I was charged $220. Well, it totaled $1,065.
Because the court costs, though, ma'am. That's not because of late fees.
Well, no, he'll charge me court costs again. I've dealt with this man for 17 years. He's going to try to charge me for more court costs. So if I can get a final judgment of the $884, I will pay it on the 28th of this month. I will turn in the keys and I will be gone.
All right. I'm going to just do this after hearing. Judgment for plaintiff after hearing. $884.12. Pay in the writ date. I'm going to make June the 30th. Okay. Writ date will be June the 30th. That's a Monday. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, just for the record, I'm going to object. That's beyond the 10 days of June 19. And I also just wanted to clarify. So the total amount due and owing is $884.17.
And 17 cents. I understand.
With a writ to issue of June 30th. I will present that to the court.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asfalk. Ma'am, thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that's all my cases, Judge.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Miss Colette, we're all set.
I'm telling you.
Thank you.
3D printed tools. You love them, I love them, but they are not all created equal. That's why I spent hours scrolling through thousands and thousands of the top trending and most downloaded 3D printed tools and gadgets from across the interwebs, hand picking the